Spring is here, and these new Skyrim mods are absolutely driving me crazy for how good they are. I'm Bart's College graduate, this is Skyrim mods of the moment, and here are RaySense animation mods that are guaranteed to make your character feel more alive. Now, with these mods, when you walk on a narrow surface, say a beam or a board, your character will tiptoe, trying to retain their balance the best they can to not fall down. And when you're sneaking on some sort of funny business, your character will take cover against a nearby wall to stay as stealthy as possible. When they're hiking and standing on a mountain ledge, they will take a good look down to the depths, animation depending on the height of the cliff. Finally, there's a mod for jumping over obstacles, where your character turns into a parkour master by doing flips and cat passes over the barriers. These mods add a lot of immersion and they are powered by Open Animation Replacer, so be sure to install the framework for these animations to work in your game. Of course, the previous animation mods were third-person exclusive, but another modder has taken the mantle of bringing some of them into the first-person view as well. With Beam Walking Assist first and Edge Lookdown first, the animation triggers also in this perspective. This modder has released also some other interesting animation mods. First, random weapon checks, where you can see your character inspecting each of the different weapons, from bows to greatswords and battle axes. These detailed animations happen after you've been inactive for 5 seconds, or you can set a hotkey to make them trigger. These mods also help make your character feel more lively in the game, and in turn make Skyrim feel more modern. Now, just one more animation mod. This episode is really full of them this time, and I can't complain. So here we have Sigma Archery animations. This creator's magic first-person animations mod is a must-have in my book, and now the modder has also released one for shooting the arrows. It was a complete no-brainer for me to instantly download the mod when I saw it, and it definitely makes the best weapon in the game feel even better. So, if I wasn't being clear enough, this mod overhauls the bow animations in the first-person view to feel more smooth and unique, kind of snappy and satisfying too, if that makes sense. Before going into the incredible immersion mods of this episode, tickle the like button if you're enjoying the video so far. And now, let's check out Vel'dun UI, a Thalmor themed user interface overhaul, meaning to bring the soul of Morrowind into Skyrim. This overhaul adds a reskin to almost all main Sky UI and Sky HUD menus and other modded additions, as well as adds a custom notification system, enchantment bar, and level up widget that have been based on other released overhauls, namely Edge and Nordic UIs. Vel'dun is compatible with different aspect ratios, and it has a very sleek and readable look with some gorgeous styling that really separates it from the rest. Next, let's check out Rescue Missions. This mod is an interesting one, as it adds a new repeatable quest type into the game, where a familiar NPC has been kidnapped by bandits or other baddies, and of course, it's on you to save them from this peril. These people are held prisoner in some hand-picked interior locations by the author, and you may stumble into them while adventuring, so no quest givers or anything like that, just a chance to be the saving angel of these NPCs. After you escort them back home, they're very grateful and reward you generously with gold or some fitting items that make sense they have in their pockets. There's also an optional file for a few possible exterior locations for this encounter as well. We just checked out some essential immersion mods last time. I'll put the link up here if you haven't seen the video yet, but I have some new additions that we just can't skip on this video. First off, we have Dynamic Footprints SKSE. Now you might exclaim, BZG, we already have footprints. Well, yes, but this one is new, shiny, and full of features. Of course, with this mod, you can see your character's footprints on the terrain that you're walking on, but in addition, the prints depend on who's walking, which means variations between the beast races and other Tamrielic races. And they also depend on what they're wearing, how they're moving, and what kind of landscape they are crossing, as these footprints always match the terrain. Plus, all the different animals have unique footprints, and children have smaller footprints. You get the idea. I love this mod. Another recreated mod is called Breath NG, yet another SKC plugin. The idea is quite simple. It adds the steamy breath when you're respirating in any of the freezing areas of Skyrim. This mod also affects NPCs and creatures, with the exception of the undead and vampires. But for this mod to work, you must have one of the survival mods or Anniversary Edition survival mode enabled, as it determines which areas are actually considered cold. In any case, it is a cool mod, even though I hate cold, and just one breath away from some beautiful, subtle immersion. Inspired by Cold Breath NG, we have quite the similar immersion mod included today, which is Underwater Bubbles SKC plugin. Underwater mods are rare to come by, and this one adds this tiny detail of bubbles coming out of your character's mouth when you're diving in one of the deep or shallow waterways of Skyrim. Unless they're a vampire. That's it. That's the mod. Fourth immersive SKC plugin incoming. Make way for Particle Wind. This mod makes all particle effects in the game react to wind, such as fire and smoke, and their speed and direction, which truly works wonders on the subtle atmosphere of the game. The strength numbers are configurable, and it's fully compatible with vanilla game particles, as well as any from the DLCs or various mods, and it makes for beautiful, no-nonsense realism to Skyrim. The next mod we're looking at is a completely new follower mod with a custom framework. This person right here is Tezya. He's an Altmer companion, a traveling monk, a patient and kind person with a sad past, and he has a knack for healing and uses a staff in a battle.
A man turned divine, Talos. His worship here in Skyrim is forbidden, and yet this shrine exists. Not that I mind, you know.
He has over 1,000 voice-acted dialogue lines, including reactions to quests, weather conditions, and areas in the game. A couple of personal quests for you to do.
You left them to die. You were too weak and feeble. The sickness consumed them all.
A relationship points and romance system, as well as his own horse that appears when you start to ride your steed, custom locations, and more. To arrange a meeting with Tezya, look no further than the Frozen Hearth Inn at Winterhold, where he is in dire need of directions, as he has gotten lost in his way to a temple. Now, let's check out a few mods that do various things to the visual side of the game, or in this first mod's case, transform a location, which I do count as a visual change. With Solitude, Square of Akatosh, the center fireplace in the Castle Dower Square is a thing of the past, as a beautiful statue of Akatosh has been commissioned to embellish the courtyard. As Solitude is the headquarters of Imperial influence, this statue makes great sense, as Akatosh is the chief deity of the divines, the Imperial Pantheon. This author has also placed some other divine statues around the city, such as Talos statue, if you're in dire need of more of them, but the Akatosh one is definitely my favorite and the most fitting in my opinion. from the Talos statue to those who want to bring them to ruin, we are briefly checking out Dommynion, Thalmor NPC replacers made by one of the most talented NPC overhaul authors. This mod focuses on the 4 main Thalmor characters in the game, making Elenuen, Ondelemar, Ankano and Rulindel look absolutely gorgeous, modernizing them while staying true to their vanilla counterparts' characters. It also tweaks some of their stats as well as height, which gives them more of a full makeover than just a simple facelift. The third visual mod I'd like to highlight today is the sweet Dogs of Skyrim Mesh and Texture Replacer. So the canines have gotten loads of mods over the years, but this one is special in the way how it upgrades the original dog model with new mesh textures, 3D fur strands and more. It's just so wholesome to see the old friend get an overhaul that is completely faithful to the original, and now these cutest boys and girls, and especially Miko, are perfectly cute and cuddly and deserve all the pets in the world. Before taking a look at an incredible dark magic and quest mod, let's enjoy these new super high quality armors and weapons. Obi's Hedge Knight Armor SMP is a seriously fantastic looking heavy armor for both male and female characters that is sure to make them stand out in a crowd. It is composed of only 2 parts, the intimidating closed-off helmet and the sturdy body armor with the boots and the gloves that looks great from every angle and has a cloth tabard which flows beautifully with the SMP physics. This knightly armor can be crafted, or you can simply summon it to your inventory via console commands or mods such as Add Item Menu. The weapon mod we can't pass by today is, of course, the magical Moonblade, inspired by the original Baldur's Gate. This is a beautiful one-handed ebony sword that is enchanted by blue flames that your enemy will also closely experience after you've struck them with it as they're set in fire. Moonblade comes in 1K, 2K and 4K resolutions to choose from, and you can obtain it by crafting, or you can delve in the deeps of the Dampfall mine in Solstheim to claim this detailed sword yours. Finally, let's check out a Dark Warrior's Tale.
I can teach you to wield this power in exchange for your aid in hunting the sorcerers.
It is a deep shame of mine how little of these kitty tail mods I have featured during the years, only for the fact that I rarely play mages. Now, let's make things right and see how this mod fares. Now, this mod adds 13 completely new abilities that enhance your combat in the way of the Dark Warrior. To learn these abilities, you must first finish a quest that begins in Ivarsted's Villemur Inn, where you find a note that warns of unnatural glowing coming from a mine. Here you meet the Dark Warrior, who's tracking down a certain priest, and if you'll help her, she grants you the powers, and the hunt can begin.
Ah, so we've come to Narzlbur for the same reason, it seems. I assume you're here in pursuit of a shady character as well?
In this quest, you'll learn to know this mysterious person shrouded behind the wolf helmet, as well as other interesting characters with superb voice acting performances. The abilities feel also super fun and balanced, and they give a new way to experience the combat side of the game. Support the channel and get some fun exclusive content by checking out patreon.com/bardscollectorette. Thanks to Ryan Ulrich, Frank Brackett, The Panicked Monk, Billy Duncan, Onshore Flyer, Alex Lagenwhite, Angrius Windstorm, Amenity, Don Bright, Krakenhelm, Simon Wakes, J. Michael, Hitpoint, Nocturnal Emissary, Victor, Navigator, Loaf, and my other supporters whom I appreciate so much. And thank you so much for watching the video. See ya!